All right, what I want to do here is I want to give you a really quick video about significant figures and logarithms. The only time you're going to need this is essentially when you're doing acid-base calculations with pH. So if you guys remember, pH equals the negative log of the concentration of H plus. So what I've done here is I've given you a concentration of H plus down here. So concentration of H plus is 1.46 times 10 to the minus 11 molar. There you go. What you're going to need to do with this for Sig Figs, I find it more helpful to know the math behind it. And so the math behind identifying Sig Figs with logs is that this number, this 1.46 times 10 to the minus 11, can be broken down into a couple different parts. And one is called the characteristic. One is called the mantissa. These are math terms. The characteristic is going to be the one that has the most influence over what your answer is going to be. And in scientific notation, the characteristic is found up here. So that's the characteristic. The mantissa, which tells you how much above or below that number it's going to be, is this. This is the mantissa. So what this is telling me, I can just look at this 1.46 times 10 to the minus 11 and know that, okay, if I take the negative log of it, my answer will be around 11, but a little bit off from that 1.46, okay? So what I've done is I took the negative log in my calculator, and the answer that I ended up getting was this one, 10.83564. I just took a bunch of numbers out of my calculator, and I'm going to show you how to round it. So first thing I do is I know that my characteristic tells me it should be around 11. Okay, that number right there corresponds to the characteristic. So it's around, so now it's 10. It's a little shy from 11, but not bad, right? My mantissa tells me how much off of my 11 I am. And if you look at the number of digits they give me for my mantissa, it's 1.46, and that's 3 sig figs. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 decimal places after my characteristic because my mantissa is 3 sig figs. I look next door to see whether I round up or stay the same, and I round up. My answer, which is going to be over here, is going to be 10.836. That's going to be my answer, okay? So that's kind of the quick and dirty on significant figures and logarithms. Again, I find it helpful, instead of using that +1, -1 sig fig trick, I find it helpful to know a little bit more information mathematically about the number before I start doing sig figs. If you want to go backwards really quickly from, say, pH back to concentration, I'll write in green this time. Say you were given this entire number as the pH, which would be ridiculous because look at how many sig figs there are, but that's okay. Let's pretend. This 10 is going to inform me of my exponent of 10. So it's going to be around, 10 to the 10. In this case, we know it's 10 to the minus 11. And 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 5 sig figs right here. That means I would get, if I was going backwards, 5 numbers out in front as my mantissa, okay? I hope this helps. Again, most of the time you're going to be using this for acid-base calculations, but it is handy to know where these numbers are coming from. All right, good luck.